Life in itself is a journey, but the journey of life sometimes chooses you. You may choose what's going on in your life, but sometimes things just are thrown literally at you. Things can be hard, the path can be hard, but when you have to cross anyway and reach the other side. In this video, I'm sharing with you about rest, the need to rest for your body, for your mind, and for your soul. To have that moment where you just stop moving, to just stop what you're doing and then rejuvenate, restore, renew your body, renew your mind, and renew your strength so that you can focus and start afresh to do better. This is my experience. I live a life where I arise in the morning very early and I go to bed late, toiling, trying to find a better way, a better life, looking for more money. I want my children to be well. I want things ahead to be well or to be better than today. But it can get so overwhelming. There is so much for the body because physically you get tired. You need the body to rest, but there is no moment. Like every time you thought you could rest, you have to get up and move again. The journey can be hard. You don't know what tomorrow is bringing. You don't even know what today is bringing. Sometimes even when I'm traveling really harsh conditions, I'm on the road, maybe on a motorbike, I cannot help but to start praying, and I'm like, Lord, if you don't help me today, I don't know how I'm going to overcome. I don't know how I'm going to achieve. I don't even know that I'm going to reach where I'm going safely. So I usually use those moments to really worship God, and I'm praying and I'm like, Lord, you are mine. I remember yesterday it was so hard, but I was able to achieve this. God, this and that. Lord, I thank you for this. You have kept my family. I have children. They are alive. They are healthy. Lord, it's just a moment for me usually to just thank him, to just worship him, and whatever he leads me to do on that ride. But even as I'm walking this journey, guys, I reached a moment, especially this year, where I realized it had become a song for me to say, you people, I need to rest. I need to go somewhere. Reminds me of a scripture that says, if I had wings of a dove, I would fly away and be at rest. I felt like I need to just stop. And I'd been talking about this same issue indirectly with so many friends of mine. Like, people are tired. Their body's tired. And then people would start saying how they feel they are sick. Many times I have had people diagnosed with so many chronic illnesses at an early age. You know, there are those illnesses we think are for older people. But when we start getting high blood pressure, the diabetes when you're still young, you're too overwhelmed or too busy, you're working all day that you don't even get time to have a healthy meal, and then you start snacking on something unhealthy, and over a long period of time the body just shuts down, the body breaks down. As for the mind, oh my God, as for the mind, you people, you see things, you hear things. While you're trying to guide your life in a specific direction, it's taking another direction. The people in your life are hurting you. The situations in life are not happening the way you want them to happen. You feel like you're not moving fast enough. You've slowed down. When you look around, you feel like people are, succeeding the way you want to succeed, and for you, you're not. Sometimes even when you try to control yourself, you start to, you're bombarded. There are times you get news and you're wondering, Lord, why me? Now, how did this start? When I look at my life, I'm a baker. The life of a baker is real. Like, you can sleep in the bakery if you're not careful. You can hustle from morning on just one piece to bring it to perfection, and it drains your mind, it drains your body, only to return home and there is something, instead of rest, you just have to add on. Then on top of that, I do some backyard farming just to give organic food to, my family. I'm thinking of health. And sometimes things don't go well. You can be bombarded by the weather. The weather destroys everything you have. It rains, hailstones, and everything is destroyed. I am a teacher. I am a daughter. I am a mother. I am an aunt. And sometimes all I need is rest. Guys, I want to share with you my journey of how I found rest finally after singing about it forever. I had to find something which, was within my means. I wanted to go with more people. Like, I'd been talking about it. I wanted to move with my husband. Like, I wanted to go with the whole family. Good enough, I had my own daughter who felt like she also needed rest. She was overwhelmed with school and she kept telling me, "Mommy, you need to take me somewhere. I just want to go somewhere. I want my mind is about to burst." So I felt her, I understood her. And I wanted to go away from my overwhelm. I just wanted peace. I just wanted rest. And then I planned a trip to this Maya Gardens. It's found on Masaka Road in Uganda, in a place called Maya, at the top of the hill. It's quiet, it's serene. I wondered whether the children would enjoy. But after this trip, really, they were just small things and places that different people ended up enjoying. Like, this was the love nest where you could just enter and sit with your loved one. It excited us. The kids got excited about it. We had the natural maze, like a maze where you just walk through, and this was my daughter just walking through. Then you'd take a path, and then the road, like the path would end, then you'd come back and walk around. But I remember even when I was planning to start this trip, I kept holding it off because there's no time. How was I going to juggle? I wanted to go away alone, but then I could not because I have a baby. Who was I going to leave the baby with in that moment? My children also needed to rest, like it would work for them. So I started asking myself, should I go by myself? Should we go as a family? And finally, we planned to go as a family, like all of us, mommy, daddy, and the children. And then last minute, my husband was unable to get leave. His leave only came at the end of the trip. But I reached a point where I was like, if I don't do this, my head might burst, just like my daughter was saying. And I remember this. There is a saying, I think I had it when I was studying religious education in secondary school, where they used to say, my heart is restless until I rest in you. I know while I'm looking for all this natural rest, my soul might never really rest until I rest in the one that made it, but my body needed this. So I got I thought of ways we could rest the mind, ways we could rest the body, and then maybe the soul. So for the mind, we had a drive where we went visiting my friends, my relatives, and the children would see their nephews, their cousins. My kids have no nephews. They would see their cousins, my nieces and my nephews who are their cousins. And it was such a joy. We had a trip of 3 days, and in the first day we visited 4 places, and the kids were telling me, "Mommy, we have never seen 4 families in one day. What an amazing day." They saw their aunties, their uncles. It was really nice. And then for me, where my mind was resting, we were catching up. We were just talking, even if it was for just a few hours. And I ended up at my mother's place, obviously, the best grandmother ever. The kids, when I was asking them about the trip, they were telling me, "Mommy, the bestest part was seeing our Jaja, our grandparents." Yeah, it was really nice. And then the next day, that's when we came to this resort. I was worried the resort was so adult, but seeing them enjoying these natural play things, literally, like it was fun for them to just walk through the maze. They said it was one of their favorite things. My soul was just like in that moment where I didn't have to worry, what are people going to eat, how are we going to sleep, what is for, is the door closed. Then I didn't mind what it was all about me that time. I know I had children, but in that moment, I didn't have to be that extra mother. The only mother I had to be was this one. Oh, you guys, now I'm driving the car. Now this is... But for me and for the children, it was such rest. We took photos. We had conversations. We laughed. When I reached my mom's place, I was joined with my sister, so I had company. Like, I didn't want to be the only adult. So my sister joined us. We ate. It rained, but we made fun out of this trip. Then we went and from here we went and looked at a fruit garden which is under development. There are really not so many fruits, but even walking there was fun for me. I felt like I had a release. By this time, I had a release in my soul. I had a release in my spirit. And it just reminds me of instances, like as we are talking about it, like, oh my God, look at this. I've never seen this. What variety. I just had that peace of the Lord that God gives, where he says, like, come to me, all you who labor, all of you who are burdened. Like, you're burdened with this world, you're burdened with this and that. Just come to me. The peace I give, the world can't even understand it. The world can't even understand it. Like, it can be beyond where you can be overwhelmed in the world, but for you have peace and it is well with you. So God doesn't promise that when you come to him, there will be no burden or there will be no yoke. But he says, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. I'll give you rest. Oh my God, oh my God. It was nice for me. It was nice for me. And I just want to thank God that sometimes if you just choose to rest, because you see, for him, God, the whole scripture is all for, taking off time from work, taking off time from this and resting. If we were that religious, we'd probably do it, or that disciplined, would probably do it every week, maybe a day in a week. Yeah, but life happens. So I just want to encourage all of us, guys. Take away time to rest. Don't be anxious for anything. Don't be anxious for anything. Commit everything to the Lord, and he will give you the rest you're looking for. His presence will go with you everywhere you go, and you will find rest. The world doesn't give us what we are looking for. I know when we talk about these things of God, we're like, yeah. But I'm telling you, when you've done life, you've walked, you've done everything, and you're failing and you're overwhelmed and you even start to get suicidal and you lose purpose and you're wondering, why am I here? And you get overwhelmed. It all comes back to God. You will come back to God. And he's the only person who can truly give you rest. When I look at these memories of the joy, oh my God, of the joy, I just want to do it again. I pray for you that you will find space to be restful and rest in the Lord. That your body will be restored, your mind will be restored, your soul will be renewed, that you can start again, and then you can serve better and you can give more. May the Lord keep you, and may the Lord provide for you. May the Lord help you understand things you don't see. May you rest in the Lord always, and may he give you sleep, for he'll give sleep to those he loves.